If gas cylinders had never been invented, imagine. It is morning. You walk into the kitchen and turn the gas knob, but the flame does not light because there is no gas cylinder in your home. Now imagine if it was not just your home, but the entire world where LPG cylinders had never been invented, what would our lives look like? Today, cooking seems so easy to us that we rarely think about the entire system behind it. But there was a time when people depended on wood, coal, crop residues, and other solid fuels to cook their food. And if LPG cylinders had never arrived, our kitchens might still look very different today. A small discovery changed the kitchen. The story of LPG begins at the start of the 20th century. In 1910, American chemist Walter O. Snelling noticed a problem. Something was coming out of a gasoline tank that people at the time did not fully understand. He identified the components of that gas and showed that propane and other hydrocarbons could be kept as liquids under pressure. This laid the foundation for the idea that later made it possible to fill LPG into cylinders and use it. But now comes the real question. What if this system had never existed? Our kitchens would change. First, without LPG, we would need another fuel for cooking. The easiest option would be wood. But wood is not simply something you burn. It has to be collected. It has to be brought home. It has to be dried. And then it has to be burned to cook food. Even today in India, many families use wood and other solid fuels along with LPG. Research calls this fuel stacking. A large study examining the cooking patterns of more than 8,500 rural households found that even after receiving LPG, many families continued using solid fuels. That means LPG did not completely erase the old cooking system, it simply gave us a much easier option. But the problem would be bigger in cities. Now imagine a huge city, millions of homes. Food is being cooked every day in every home. If LPG cylinders did not exist, such a huge city would constantly need wood, coal, or other fuels for cooking. That would mean more fuel storage, more transportation, and more smoke, especially inside closed kitchens. That is why clean cooking fuels are considered not just a convenience, but an important change connected with household air pollution. LPG is considered a cleaner and more convenient cooking fuel compared with traditional solid fuels. So, would electricity save our kitchens? Maybe. If LPG cylinders had never become popular, demand for electric cooking technologies might have grown earlier or much faster. Today, induction and electric stoves seem normal to us. But one question comes again. Would electricity have been reliable enough everywhere for people to cook only with it? Probably not. That is why our world would not have one single cooking technology dominating everywhere. Some places would have electricity, some places would have wood, some places would have charcoal or other fuels, and in some places, technologies might have developed that we would never even need today. And the biggest change? Maybe not the way we cook, our time. An LPG stove gives us a flame immediately. The flame can be controlled with a small knob. A cylinder can be stored in one place and used for many days. That convenience has been one of the major reasons for LPG adoption. Research in India has also found LPG to be a clean, fast, and easily controllable cooking fuel. If cylinders did not exist, cooking would probably require more effort and more fuel management than it does today. And perhaps in our modern kitchen, the most common thing, a small cylinder, would not exist at all. Some other technology would have taken its place. Maybe an electric stove, maybe another fuel, maybe a cooking technology that we cannot even imagine today. But one thing is certain. We often look for major technological inventions in computers, cars, or rockets. But sometimes, technology that changes the world is lying right near our feet, in the form of a small cylinder in the kitchen. And if that cylinder had never been invented, then perhaps we would still cook our food today, but our entire kitchen would be completely different.